I bet you have at least once been to a situation where you tell yourself just one more video, and 3 hours later, you are still rooted on that couch, debating whether it is worth it to even reach for your phone. Most people will consider that as laziness, or even some may call it lack of purpose. Fortunately, it is neither of them. The same physical law that keeps your body rooted on the couch is the same physical law that keeps the moon on orbit. To find out how, keep on watching. Welcome back to Science Tutor Kenya. My name is Dan, and I help you become the student you've always admired to become through tutoring or coaching, study hacks, and motivation. So if you are new here, you may consider subscribing and not to miss an idea. Otherwise, let's get to today's motive. When I was a kid, I hated moving furniture. Not because it was heavy, it is because the first push was always brutal. And my dad could say, just break the seal, son. The rest is easy. Turns out he was quoting one of the greatest minds of all time, Isaac Newton, without even knowing it. Now that I understand it better, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not scared of anything, no matter how hard it feels at the start. I quote a physical law keeping the moon on its orbit. Your mind races back to high school physics, and you might be tempted to say, I didn't do quite well on that subject. I'm scared of physics. What most people fail to realize is this.
That science is everywhere. Yeah. You know, I mean, science is, and people don't realize that. Look, that's science right there. I don't know how, but Neil will tell you.
It's a vibration. Yeah, there's you communicated a vibration from your skin to the air, and it goes to your eardrum.
See?
And
Yeah. See?
Physics explains what makes your alarm clock to go off for the fourth time while you keep on hitting snooze. It explains what makes you stay at that boring and underpaying job. And it explains what makes you cling to that undeserving and toxic relationship when you know very well you should be walking away. Because starting is hard, but stopping is even harder. And Newton's first law explains it even better and says an object at rest stays at rest, while an object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by an external force. That force is absolutely what you feel every time you try to start waking up early, working out, quitting an underpaying job, or even walking away from an abusive relationship. And you may still be wondering and asking, why is it so hard to start working up early, working out, quitting a job, or even walking away from a toxic relationship? When you met that girl for the first time, you were reluctant to make that first move to get into a relationship. And now that you have the relationship rolling, you don't want to walk away even after realizing that you don't deserve the relationship anymore. Let me tell you exactly why that is happening. Going back to the same physical law, we find that once you get into a state of rest or motion, you feel so comfortable and you don't want to move away. You don't want to break that comfort zone. You don't want to stretch enough to feel the pain. It is the fear of stretching past your comfort zone that makes you reluctant to make any initiative to quit a relationship, to wake up early, to work out, or even to quit that underpaying job. I recently watched a clip where a young boy was asking, I don't know whether that was his father or who, but he stood there for a while looking directly into his father's eyes and says, why do you think the right people choose the wrong people to take on a date? Now his father thought for a while and responded with this line that we accept the love that we think we deserve. You think you deserve that job. You think you deserve that relationship. But the good news is the same physical law that keeps you away from doing all those things is the same physical law that once a satellite is launched, it moves almost forever. Now you might think, what does the moon and the rocket and the spacecraft and the satellite has to do with my life? A law governing the universe is universal. It applies to anything within the universe. And nature doesn't care whether you are a human, the moon, or a $2 billion satellite. If the $2 billion satellite is launched once, you only need the initiative to send the text, to hit upload, or to step out the door. That is exactly why winners will keep on winning, while losers will keep on losing. Both obey the same physical law, the same law that governs the universe, but they obey different states. That's how living physics can make you see the world in a whole new lens and change the course of your life forever. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and keep looking up.